What's going on, everybody? This is Sai from Forge Physio. Today we are going over step ups. So we have a plyo box here that's set on its 12-inch side, and we're going to start with a lower style step, and we're going to talk about a forward step up, a sideways step up, and like a couple different progressions from those two variations. So when we're doing a step up, a really common compensation that we will see is people creating a lot of momentum to where they're rocking into it, and then they'll bend that back leg and really drive off and come to that top position and then fall back to the bottom. We want to be able to control through as much range of motion as possible. So how we like to coach it is that you're going to come up to the box, you're going to shift your weight onto that front leg, and then you're trying to stand up without driving through that bottom leg, coming all the way to the top. If you need to step all the way down onto the box, that's fine. Sometimes we'll cue people to have their opposite limb, never touch. It just kind of depends on what we're doing with the drill. And then when we go to step back down, the same thing. I'm trying to control all the way to that bottom position without falling. That's why we're starting with a 12-inch box. For a lot of people, if I go to a higher box, where a lot of people are starting as like an 18, those couple extra inches are going to make it much more challenging, and they're going to fall to the ground and they're going to jump up when they come up from that bottom position. So again, leaning my weight onto that forward limb, driving through my whole foot, coming to the top. If I need to put my foot down, that's fine. Try to do your best to not lose your balance. And then you're gonna reverse back down, control all the way to the bottom. So that would be a forward or an anterior step up. If we're gonna do a sideways step up, it's gonna be the exact same technique, except for we're just going lateral on the box all the way to the top, coming back down. A lateral step up is going to put more demand on my ankle range of motion and typically give me a little bit more of a quad load versus the hip load that you'll see in the forward step up. So exact same technique, trying to control through space, and then you're just doing your best not to create too much variation in your knee. I'm not going to get over fixated on if your knee's drifting inside or if your knee's drifting out. You're just going to keep your foot flat, come all the way to that top position, all the way back to the ground. Now I can progress this a million different ways. I can increase the height of the box, I can add reps, I can add sets, etc. The progression that I personally like to coach people through is keeping body weight, but increasing the height of the box, and then coming back and adding load to it. So I could go from a 12-inch, flip it, and then now I'm at a 14-inch, so exact same setup. And then I could flip it again and go to a 16-inch. This is a smaller size box. And then I could go to a bigger box and work my way up from there. And then eventually you're gonna run out of space, right? Where you're almost sitting in like a pistol squat position or that all the way in that bottom position. And then you can start adding load. So typically we'll decipher that for all of our own clientele, but maybe if you're picking this up and trying it out for yourself at a gym or at home, start with body weight, increase the range of motion until you're at full range of motion, and then come back and add load. When it comes to adding load on our step up, we can have dumbbells in each hand. We could have dumbbell in one hand. We could have a goblet hold. We could hold dumbbells in like a front squat or a front rack position. We could use a barbell in a front rack position. We could use barbell in a back rack or on your back position. Does not matter. It all depends on the intent that we're trying to do. So, and then another way that we can do it, which is typically the way that I will do it if I'm trying to really train someone's range of motion, is put on a weight vest. It's just a little bit of an easier way, so that way the person's not trying to hold onto a weight as you're challenging the range of motion.